Hey guys, let us look at the basics of positioning in CSS. Okay, so in CSS, layout is controlled by two key things, and the first one is the flow of the document, and the next one is how elements are positioned relative to each other on the page. Okay, so by default, elements follow normal document flow. Yeah? The block elements stack vertically, inline elements go side by side. But when we change positioning, we can control even exactly where things go. Okay, and let us look at the position property. Okay, so the position property has 5 values. Okay, the static, which is the default. So let us look at it. The static, let us look at it. So here we have position. So here let us create another div here. Hello div. Let us put it some paragraph. So hello div. Okay, hello div. So here let us specify, so for div, okay, here we can specify the position property. So let us try to use the static, and this is the default. This is the default one. And if we do that, so we shall get the default div. Okay, styling. Okay, and this one, the elements appear in a normal flow, no special positioning. Okay, so you usually won't set this manually. Okay, it just means normal. Okay, it means normal. Okay, so let us look at another position value, which is the relative. Okay, the relative. Okay, relative. Why is it not working? So let us specify it here. So relative, it is right here. Relative. So this relative positions the element relative to its original place. Okay, it moves the element. Let me first do this example. So demonstration. So if you want, let us specify the top to be like 10 pixels, and the left to be, why is it not working? Oh, let's specify. So let us put the left to have something like the 20 pixels, like that. So this one, what it will do, it moves the element, but still reserves the space the space it originally occupied. Okay, usually for positioning elements without breaking layouts. Okay, so for example here, as you can see, for example, if we go back, so let us remove this all code here. So Shift X. So if we save, we originally have this one, and if we put it again there, we shall have something which is like this. So that's the use of relative layout. So let us have another one. So let me first, control. Okay, sorry for that. Let me first remove this one. I want to show you something. As you can see, nothing has been applied, so it means relative goes in hand with the top, with this one. So when we hover around this one, the position CSS property sets how an element is positioned in the document. The top, right, bottom, and the left properties determines the final location of the positioned elements. Okay, this one, the top, left, right, bottom. These ones they say. So for example, for the top, if we specify like 200 pixels, okay, as you can see, it is put on after it is put 200 pixels from the top, without disorganizing the main layout. For example, if we want to put 20, let us specify 20 pixels. It will be there. Let us add more, like 22 pixels. It will be there. Let us add 25. As you can see, it is getting closer to this one. It is getting to this paragraph. Okay, so let us put something like 26, 27. Okay, there. No, let us put 30. As you can see, it goes. It just don't disorganize. Okay, so here when we specify that this one is static, I want to explain this to you. Static, and we put that one like for this one. For static, it remains in position. The elements remains in positions. But if we set relative, it moves. It can move. The elements can move, but the elements don't disorganize the main layout. Okay, they don't disorganize the main layout. Okay, you know that. So let us look at the absolute. So the absolute positions the element relative to the nearest positioned ancestor. Okay, relative to the nearest. It is important, and it's removed from the document flow. Okay, so this one, let me show you something. So for absolute, let us use absolute here, and we see what is going to happen. Absolute, let us specify that the top is 0, and let us specify the left to be as 0. Okay, if we do that, we get something like this. So this one, okay, we get something like this. Yeah, so this one, it won't take up the space. Okay, so if we do this, let us do this. So here, if we specify it like this, this one, it won't take up the space, and it can overlap other contents. If there is no ancestor with position relative, it is positioned relative to the viewport. Okay, so here, as you can see, this one has interfered in this one. It has intercepted. It has occupied the space of this one. It's like it is not there. It is like it is not there. Okay, so that is it. That is it. So if we specify, for example, let us put like 10 and 10 here. Are you seeing it will move? Yeah, it will move. Yeah, but it will act as if these other elements, they won't. They will assume that it is not there. The elements are not there. This element, this one, it is not there. Okay, so let us look at another one for fixed. This one is position. So the fixed value, the fixed position value, this one, when this one is positioned, this one, in this one, the element is positioned relative to the viewport. Okay, and does not move when you scroll. A viewport is like it is like the viewport. The screen where the screen where you can see only the part where you can see. It does not include the scrolling, all those parts. The parts where when you scroll, only the view. Yeah, only the view you can see. So here we have our class here down here in the HTML and the body. We have an empty div here, and down we have a paragraph here. A paragraph, and it has a class which is or. Okay, so we are going to be using that one, and here we have the style for or. Okay, here we are targeting it, the or class. So here we are using the fixed, the position, the value, the position value, which is fixed. So here let us have some lorem text here. So for the paragraph, let us have some lorem text here. We want to make our page scrollable, so lorem text, let us add another lorem text here. Okay, so let us add another lorem text here, lorem. Okay, so there, so let us add another one, lorem like that. So let us see if it is scrollable now. Okay, as you can see, it is now scrollable. So to apply our style, to use the fixed, to see how we can use the fixed, here we need to position our, we need to give it the positions where we want our text to be. Okay. Okay, so here what we can do, the first one we need to specify. Let us put it at the top. Let us make it. Let us give it the top of 10 pixels, and we should no. Let us give it like the bottom. Let us put it at the bottom. So at the bottom we want it to be like 1 pixels, and the right, let us give it like 1 pixel. So it is going to be on the bottom right, right corner. Okay. So if we do that, if we save, as you can see, it is here. Along the beginning, it is right here. But let us give it a h1 tag. so that it becomes bold like that. H1 tag. So as you can see, it is there, and when we try to scroll, as you can see, when we try to scroll, it does not move. Okay, the element is kept fixed. Okay, the position, it is now fixed. Okay, even if we scroll, as you can see, even if we scroll, it is at the bottom right corner. Okay, even if we scroll, it does not move. Okay, so that's how we can use the position, the fixed value. Okay, there's also another one which is sticky, and this one acts like relative until it scrolls to a certain point. Okay, then becomes fixed. Okay, so here, for example, we can use this one, position fixed, but here we are using sticky. We're using sticky, and here we can specify the top. Let's specify the top to be 0, top to be 0. Okay, so if we do that, okay, if we do that and we try to get our, okay, so with this one, let us use the div. Let us, the div will demonstrate it very well, the div. Okay, so like that. So if we get it like this, so icing, okay, it is right there, the top is 0, so as you can see, it sticks, as you can see. So this one appears. So let us reapply it to our class there. Okay, so as you can see here, when we try to scroll, it is right there. Okay, okay, this one, so this one is used for sticky headers, or elements that stick to the screen when scrolling. Okay, this one like this. So for example here, let me repeat here, let me up to the div. So here, these ones, so when we scroll, when we try to scroll, as you can see, it disappears. As you can see, can you see, it is going, it is going like this one. As you can see it very well, it is there, it's going right there as I'm scrolling. Okay, 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 so let us take a look at the CSS display property. Layout also depends heavily on the display property. Okay, so let us take a look at each one of them. And the display properties has different values. Okay, it has the first one, for example. So let us create another one. This one for div. Let me show you. For div, this one. So for div, it has, for example, the display. This is the property that we are working with. It has different display properties. Okay, it has the first one, it has the block. Okay, and the block displays an element as a block level element, taking up the full width of its parent container. Okay, so it has another one which is the inline. This one, the inline value, and this one displays an element as an inline level element, taking up only the space needed for its content. Okay, there is another one which is the inline block, and this one displays an element as an inline level block container, allowing it to have a width and a height. Okay, there's another one which is called the flex. Okay, this one, the flex. And the flex displays an element as a flexible container, okay, allowing its children to be laid out flexibly. Okay, there is another one called the grid. This one, the grid, and this one displays an element as a grid container, allowing its children to be laid out in a grid. Okay, there's also this one which is called the none. Where is it? The none. Okay, this one, the none hides an element. Okay, and removes it from the layout. Okay, there is also others like the table, okay, the table row, the table cell, okay, this table row, okay, and the table cell, and many others that displays an element as a table or table part. Okay, So let us look at the Flexbox here, which is the modern layout tool. Okay, the Flexbox is a one-dimension layout system, or low column, and this one is great for great for navigation bars, cards, forms, and many others. So to use it, we do like this. Display. Use display, and then we specify that we want the display to be flex. So let us create some containers here. Let us create a div here, div element, and it has some other divs, like this one. That first div, which is hello. We have another div, oh, Control Z, you have another div there, which is hi. Okay, there is also another div which is let us call this one first. Name this one second. Give this one third, like that. And these ones should be in paragraphs, like paragraphs. So, but let me just make them to be like that. So this one, let us specify the width and the height. So style, let us specify the width to be like 20. Let us make it like 50, 100 pixels, like that one. And the height to be also 100 pixels, like that. Let me copy everything. So copy, paste there. Oh, no. Copy, paste there. I need to separate this one. Okay, paste also there. Okay, so we are going to get something which is like this one. Okay, like this one. Okay, in a row and a column. Okay, so like that. And if we try to shrink it like this, I want to show you something. So inspect, as you can see here, they go to each other. They are like this. Here they're like this. Okay, so here we can specify others, like the display. Here we have the flex. We can add the flex direction. We can make it like to be in a row. Okay, then we can make it, this one, it is already in a row. As you can see here, it is already in a row. We can also change it here, like we create a column. Okay, and if we do that, you can see it's now in a column form. Okay, we can do this. Let us remain in a row, and I show you something else. We can also use the justify content. We can make them to be in the center, like that. And if we save, they are in the center. Okay, as you can see, they're in center, as you can see there. Okay, so we can apply different styles. For example, here we can have the width. Let us make another styling here. We can add the background color. Let's add a background color which is like the blue. Let us add a blue color there. Blue color. Let us copy this one. Okay, copy. Give it to different divs. Okay, even this one, you need to have that div there. Okay, so we have something like this. Let us see, apply some margins. Let us give it some margins. Okay, margin around, let us give it around like 10 pixels. Okay, like that. Let us give it even this one. Let us just copy this one. Copy, come back here, paste there. Even this one we paste here, and if we save, so we have something like this. So this is how we can do it. So we have something like this. As you can see, they are now in the center. Okay, they are now in the center, and they are somehow responsive, as you can see. Okay, somehow responsive, as you can see. Okay, so there you will be able to see what we add on okay, in our CSS. So here we can align the content to be in the center. So let us align them, align content to be in the center. So our content will be aligned in the center. The content, this one, it will be aligned in the center. Okay, so here we can also apply some paddings if you want. You can apply some padding. Even we can add some gap. So for example here you can add some gap, which is let us give it 1 rem. Okay, like that. So that is the gap that we have added there. Okay, so we can see they like that. So that's the use of the flex. We can even go back to column, like the direction here. The direction we can put like them to be in a column form like that. Okay, so you can also control individual items. For example, we can go inside the item here. We can give it like a class name. We can give it item. Then let us copy these ones or these ones. Let them have the same item name. So here we can come right here dot item. So let us specify. So here we can add a flex, give it to grow. Okay, this one will make it to grow. So this one fills the space. Okay, let us have another one, which is the flex shrink. I'm going to explain everything, the use of everything. So shrink, let us set it to be 0, and let us set the flex basis, which is right here, flex basis to be at 200 pixels. Okay, so if we do that, we have something like this. Okay, Okay, so let us go back to this one. Let us put error, put direction to be in error like this. Okay, so they are now like this. Okay, so we can now get only this one. Okay, like that. So let me tell you the importance of everything. So here, this first one, this one is for column, and this one is for horizontal. Okay, horizontal alignment, which is center. This one is for the vertical alignment. So this one, vertical alignment. This one is for spacing, between elements. Okay, so this one, the flex, let us go to the item. So the flex grow one, this one is for filling the space, and this one for shrink, it is for this one, 0 sets it, makes it not to shrink. Okay, and this one, the width, the flex basis, this one's for the width, the preferred width. So if we set this one to 1, and we do that, it will shrink, they will shrink. And if we do that, okay, and if we set to 0 again, this one, okay, now they will not shrink. Okay, that one. Okay, so there is also another way of positioning these elements, these ones. For example, when we come here back to our code, here we just have under the style, the internal styling, we have only this one, and also the stylings that we applied in our items, okay. So here back to the style, here we have our div element. We are going to style it like this. This one, we're going to style it like this. We're going to give it a display, which is the grid, which is no. We are not going to use the display property. Okay, we are going to be using the float property. So this one, specifies how a box should be floated. It may be set for any element, but only applies to elements that generate boxes. Okay, that are not absolutely positioned. Okay. So here we use the left. Okay, let us use left. When we use left, items are going to float to the left side. So let us save. Okay, let us save, and when we save, display float. Okay, float left, and when we do that, and when we do this, when the screen is large, they are going to display going to the left. Okay, coming back to the right, to the left. Okay, so they are going to go to the right, coming back to the left. Okay, so if we try to increase the number of items here, if we copy and we paste them there, we're going to see that they are going to float to the left. They are going to go to the left side. As you can see here, they are now going to the left like that. Okay, so that's how we can use also the flex. Okay, we can use the float like that. No, not the flex, the float. Okay, like this, the float property like this. This is helpful when you are designing, for example, like e-commerce application. Yeah, this is really important to know. Okay.